Hello again. This is probably my last video on arrays. Just separately, I'll use them in other things, but on what's going on. This is also a video that is going to lead towards your homework. So let's begin. What I'd like to do is for my problem, I'd like to create a deck of cards, 52 card deck, and shuffle the deck. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the program we wrote in part 3. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look over at what I had here. This was a program that created an array of numbers. This was how many, and this was how many I wanted to take after I shook them up. So I'm going to take that program and modify it. I'm going to create a new section down here, and I'm going to call this I think I'll call it shuffle, although I may have to, when I give it to you, I may put it in another program. What I want again is a program, so I'm just going to erase what's here and put in what I copied. And now, I know how many I want. I don't need either of these. Val is going to be 52. And I'm not going to create a file. I don't want to put them out anywhere. This is necessary. I have to put these this way. Now I've created the deck. At this point, I'm going to call a routine called shuffle vowels. And that's it. That's what I'm going to do. Up here, I'm going to have void shuffle int, and to pass something to pass an array to a function. You don't put the number, the size of the array in. Instead, you just put that it is an array. The system needs to know that it's going to be working with an array. It doesn't really yet need to know how big that array is going to be. I usually pass that into the function. So what I usually do is I have another a variable, int L size. And now I'll put 52 down here. There is something going on here that doesn't really seem to make sense. I want to change the vowels in the function, and when I bring it back, I want to have it changed. Well, that looks to me like I'm supposed to be using a reference variable. After all, if I want to change something, I need a reference variable. However, there's a little problem here. Arrays are always passed by reference. We do not need to put in the symbol. We do not need the ampersand. It can be confusing that it does that. It might seem more reasonable to some of us if they made us use the ampersand, but they don't. It would confuse the way things are done internally. What we are passing in is the location of the first element in the array. And arrays are stored in order. So we have the 0th element, followed by the first element, followed by the second element, and so on. So by passing in the address of the first element, then the computer can figure out all the other elements. That's how it works. It may seem strange, but it works. That's the way it works. Now what I'm going to do is when I come back from that, I will have some other things I want to do. But right at the moment, well, I'll print it out because I want to see what it looks like. So for int I equals 0, I less than 52, I plus plus. And we will just see out set W 5. No, I don't want that. 5 will do fine. That means do I have iomanip up here? Yes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to print out vals bracket I. And I'm not putting, the machine is complaining about that cout because I don't have the using namespace standard. Whenever you don't have that, nothing works. Now, I want to make it a pretty output. So as always, I'm going to set count. We'll make it this way. Int number printed equals 0. After I print 1, I'm going to say number printed plus plus. And I'll put 13 out per line. So if I get, so I want to print a return line after I print 13 of them, 26 of them, 39 of them, 52 of them. So if the num printed mod 13 equals 0, then cout indel. We did that in a previous problem, so it's not unusual. And all I have to put in after this is the return 0. And now, of course, I have to write my function. So I'm going to write shuffle. It's a void function, shuffle. It's taking int of a list, and it's taking int of a size. I'll make it siz. I think size, size, will get you into trouble, because I think it's a reserved word. Now in here, I'm going to start the RAN, and I'm going to do this 5,000 times. And all I'm going to do is pick a number. Now I happen to have 50 size, that's the size of my array. So I want a number from 0 to 51. The same thing is going to go through here. And everything else is the same as I had before. I'm not printing it out. I'm not even couting it. And I don't return anything because this is a void function. Now this isn't right here because the word is list. And that means the same here. And here. And here. Now I hope that list isn't a special word. It didn't give me a complaint, so I'm presuming it's okay. So let's see what happens when we run it. I don't think we've got problems, but who knows? I may have made some little mistake somewhere. We'll see. I did make some kind of mistake somewhere. No matching token for 30. 30, oh yeah. I forgot that one. Alright, there we are. Nothing's gonna, oh, it does. It comes right out here. It didn't look very good. It doesn't look like 13 to my mind. So I must have done something wrong in the setup up here. Yeah. Why don't I remember that that's the right symbol? I'm always doing that. I don't know why, but I do it. Now let's see what happens. There they are. And that is what I expected. So that's a shuffled deck of cards. If you're willing to have the cards ordered 1 to 52 and not have them the way we are used to. But I'm not. I want to have them the way we're used to them. So to do that, I'm going to introduce today, although I really probably have already done it, I'm going to talk about the characters. A character variable in C++ is stored in a code called the ASCII code. This is a very old code. It actually should be replaced. There is a replacement available, and Unicode is the replacement, and it is sort of getting use, but it's not really fully in use yet. On the web, you can find lots of places where the code appears. Before I set this up, I copied one to make sure that we'd have it. And all I have to do is delete a few things to bring it up here. Now it doesn't want to come up. I'll get it up there. There. Now the code, how do you read a table like this? What this table is saying is that if you look at a place in the computer memory, in computer memory the value of a character is stored using the number under under the ASCII character, ASCII value in this table. So the character capital A is stored as, now what do we have here? It looks kind of strange. What's this all about? How is it being represented? This might not be the best table to show this. I thought it was when I looked at it, but I think there's a better table. I'll go and get the better table for you. I don't think this is the one I was originally going to copy, and when I copied it, it came out kind of blurry. But I think it's the one I need, so I'll replace this one by deleting it and bringing in this one. Now I hope you can see it. This has more in it. It has the decimal, hex, name, character, and whatever else it happens to have in this first set. This makes a little more sense. What it says is A is stored as decimal value, cap A is 41. Now, what does that mean? This means that it is stored in bit form as stored in bit form as 01000001. A character takes up 1 byte in memory, and a byte is 8 bits. A bit is nothing more than a 1 or a 0, on or off, electricity +5 or -5, whatever. It's just 2 different values. That's how the computer works. That particular form is called the binary form because it's in base 2. Now, if you'll notice, I made a mistake. The decimal value is 65. The hex value is 41. So what in the world is the hex value? The hex value is in base 16. In base 16, we have 16 digits, 0 through 9 plus A through F. And A represents what we mortals in base 10 call 11. Pardon me, 10. And B represents 11, and C represents 12. The reason we look at it as base 16 is because I can trivially convert from base 16 to base 2. All I do is convert each one of the 2 digits to its corresponding representation in base 2. In base 2, 4 is no 1s, no 2s, 1 4, no 8s. And 1 is 1 1, no 2s, no 4s, no 8s. Now, most of the time, you don't really need to know this deep down, but it can come in handy programming sometimes when you use the decimal values rather than the character values. For example, what could A plus 5 mean? It looks rather weird. Could it mean something? Well, if we took A as a variable, a number, this might mean hex 4 6, just add 5. And hex 4 6 represents 4 6 F. And F is A, B, C, D, E, F. 5 after. We're very fortunate that the characters are in order from A to Z. And the lowercase characters are in order from A to Z. This chart should explain to you why we have said over and over that we are case sensitive. Lowercase a is not represented the same as uppercase a. And notice the digits, they're not represented by 0, 1, 2, 3, whatever. They're represented by something else. The digit 0 is 30 in hex. That is not the number 0. It's the character 0. All of these things you just have to sort of work with. It's not hard. You just have to remember that you're playing around with the characters, not with numbers, when you have characters that look like numbers. Now, what's this all about for me? I want to convert the cards to the way we're used to representing them. So what I want to do, my problem now is, I have a deck of cards numbered from 1 to 52. I want 1 to be the ace of spades, 2 to be the king of spades, and so on. You may find that you'd prefer to have them in the other order, but I don't think so. I like this order. And that means that 14 is the ace of, let's make it hearts. For those who might guess what I'm doing, in poker, the suits have no rank. In bridge, the suits rank spades, hearts, diamonds, clubs. So I'm putting them in that order. Well, that's what I want to do. But I got to be careful. I can't have a character and have it both have the A of ace and the ace of spades. So what I'm going to do is I will create two character arrays. One will be the rank, which will be ace, king, queen, jack, 10, 9, down to, that's 9, pardon me, 9, down to 2. 1 is the ace, so we don't have a 1. The other is suit, and the suit will be spades, hearts, diamonds, or clubs. And for each card in my array that I have put up there, I'm going to have the equivalent value of it as a card in a normal deck of cards. So now all I have to do is go over here, and I have everything in order. So what I'll do is I'll create two more arrays. I will have a character array of rank 52, and I will have a character array of suit 52. Now there's lots of questions of when I should do whatever I'm going to do here. I'm going to suggest the following. Once the cards are shuffled, that would be a good time to put them in order. There's no reason to do it before then. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the cards. For int C equals 0, C less than 51, C++. If the value in the card C is less than or equal to 13, then I'm going to say that's one of the clubs, one of the spades. So in that case, I'm going to say that the suit of this particular card equals S. Else, if the vowels of C is less than 26, then the suit of C equals hearts. Else if the vowels of C is less than 39, and that should, in all cases, these should be less than or equal to, pardon me. It's supposed to be equal to and equal to. Less than equal to. Then the suit of C is diamonds. Else, else the suit is clubs. Now there's I want you to look at that because some of you are just not doing this right in your homework. When you have a range like this, lots of else ifs, the last one should be an else. What you're really saying is everything else. And you don't want these separate. If you had them separate, you'd have to do more work. I'm saying get rid of everything below 13. Now when I get down to this second place where I'm working on the else if, I don't have to worry about things below 13. I can say it's less than or equal to 26, and I don't have to add it's greater than 13. Because I won't be here if it's less than or equal to 13. And the same is true further on. You wouldn't do this with separate ifs. If you did, you'd have to put in a second clause in each of these to get it into the right area. I don't recommend it. So we've just taken care of the soup. Now why don't we do the same thing in the same place for the next part. Now I'm going to play a very strange game, but I like it. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to create something called a string. Now we'll do a lot more on string before long. And I'm going to call it R. And R is going to have 52 items in it. It's going to look as follows. Ace, king, queen, jack, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Yeah. Sorry about that. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. And you know something? I'm going to put a space in front of that. Yes, I do. 5, 4, 3, 2. And I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to put it again. And again. And again. And if you look carefully at what I have there, is I have the ranks that I want for the cards from 1 to 52. And I put that little thing in front of it, the blank, because I'm using, the cards are numbered 1 to 52. And as with arrays, I start counting the characters and strings with 0. This allows me to use one line to put in the right way for the rank. I'll do it up here so I don't have to bring that down. I'm going to say the rank of card C equals, and now I'm going to go into R, and I'm going to take the value in that place in C. All that says is, there's a number in valve C. It's a number from 1 to 52. Look inside string R and count from the beginning, counting with 0. So if the value inside valve C is 8, I'd count blank 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just what I wanted, the 8th. That's trick 7004 or something like that. It's a nice little way of making things easy. I probably could have used something like that in the other case too, but it would have still involved. It just wasn't worth it. I thought I'd show you that, but I could have managed it, I think. So it's a nice little way of doing things. Now let's go down here, and after we print out the cards in that particular form, let's print out the cards as cards. So now I'm going to go down here and do a Control V, and see out now is going to be, I better be careful. I'm going to make it set for, no, I'm going to first put out the rank, let's see, how should we do it? The ace of clubs, the ace of clubs or the clubs of ace. I think probably the value should come first. So I'm going to put the rank out first. And that's I. Oh, it's not I. It's the, it is. Because if you remember, I did have those 52, so it is that. All right, so I'm just going to go down here and say, give me the rank of I, follow it with 3 blanks, and then give me the suit of I. And that's it. The rest is the same. Now, believe me, I'm not guaranteeing this is going to work, but I think it's going to. We'll see. And it looks like something we can try, so we might as well try it and see what happens. Oh, it did something wrong. What is it complaining about? A syntax error on line 38. Yeah, what in the world is this? I don't know what that's doing there. I must have just typed it accidentally. There. Insufficient system resources. All right, what can I get rid of so I can get some room? I think I can get rid of this, and I can get rid of some of these. I'll get rid of that, and probably that, and this, and this, and hopefully that'll be enough for me to run it. Now, I'm not sure. It might be that there's a problem here, that it's not just resources. Yeah, I was afraid of that. I may have to wait and do that later, because I think it's the videotaping that's causing the problem. So what I'll do is I'll have a 5 in about 5 or 10 minutes if I can get it to work.